All right. We're live again, folks. Come on in. JLR Investigates. Lot going on. Los Angeles, LA riots unfolding right now. A lot of things going on in the streets, folks, of Los Angeles as the sun will be going down shortly. Looks like law enforcement has abandoned this intersection that they were at just a little bit ago. Come on in, folks. Come on in. We will continue to monitor what in the heck is going on. But I want to take you back here because here we want to show you this person. Look at this guy on the tree here. Look at the guy on the tree. You're going to see someone dressed in all black back at that ICE facility or that ICE transport center across from the Home Depot. I'm going to show you something because this is wild. It looks like he placed a Molotov cocktail behind the tree. I'll let you decide, but it looks like we got terrorists out there, folks. This happened just probably less than 10 minutes ago. I just tweeted about it on my Twitter account at JLR Investigates. But you're going to see a man here behind a tree very, very shortly, and you're going to see him dressed in all black, and he places a Molotov cocktail. And look at this. You also got people here. Well, one person in particular here places some sort of explosive device that ends up catching on fire, by the way. Look at this. Look at this guy right here. Look what we got here. Look what we got here. We got a terrorist. We have a terrorist right here caught on TV. Look at him. Remember that face. Please, folks, remember that face right there because he has a bottle that explodes. Something, a Molotov cocktail right there, or some sort of explosive device in a bottle. Well, look at this guy here. Now watch what happens very, very shortly because the feds swoop in. Crazy scenes going on right now in the Los Angeles area. This is Paramount, Compton, Inglewood, all over the place. And National Guard has been deployed. Now, they're going to take you back to this guy on the tree shortly. So we'll see more of him shortly. The tree guy. People dressed in black, all black clothing. Anarchists, terrorists, Antifa. Radical people out there, folks. And I'm very concerned once this sun goes down. Here we go. Here we go. Look at this individual. Look. All right. Person has a bottle in his hand. There's a bottle in his hand. Look. Look at this guy. Keep an eye out on this guy right here. Terrorist. Terrorist. And he's now with his group of friends. And he placed a bottle down there by the tree. And you'll see him. You'll see the police swoop in and he kicks the bottle. You'll see. It's coming up shortly. But there are a lot of crazies out there, folks, tonight. A lot of people out there tonight. Be very careful. You're in the Los Angeles area. It looks like it is going to be a lawless night in Los Angeles. So what you're going to see here in a few minutes is a police swoop in, and then we'll go back live at the scene. Well, man, it's getting rocking and rolling here with all this craziness in Los Angeles. Feds are on their way. There he is. There's the terrorist. There's the terrorist right there. Terrorist is plotting and planning. Right there. Terrorist. I don't know what he did there, as if he was going to throw something. It's getting really crazy out there. We're back at that area where it's the ICE Transport Center right by the Home Depot. Right by the Home Depot. Crazy stuff has been going on in Los Angeles all day long. And we're back here round 3. Yeah, I think that guy got a little bit far back because he knows what he's about to see and wanted to get out of the way. You don't know what to expect. And a lot of times once it starts getting dark, the professional agitators, anarchists, terrorists, they all start coming out. And I'm very concerned of things burning today. Rioting and looting and burning. I'm very, very concerned that this stuff will happen. Live, Los Angeles. A lot of things going on. Crazies out there. Crazies out there. So this is still going on. This, whatever you want to call this, I call it a riot, has been still going on. I'm looking at different feeds. They got the entire intersection on Alondra. Looks like authorities have taken over the they had taken over the intersection. Now it appears that they abandoned that. But what do these people have here? What do they have in their backpacks and bags? Look at the bags there. What do they got? What's going on? What are they planning? What's happening here? You're about to see. They're going to be swooping in shortly. If not now. Here they come. Here they come. Now look at this. Look at the guy right there in the center. Walking with the mask. He's going to go over to the tree here. The next tree where he planted his Molotov cocktail in a jug. You're going to see a jug. See the jug? See the jug? Look at the jug. Look, he kicks the jug. He kicks it. That's an explosive. Got gasoline. Can set on fire. Now the Fed starts swooping in. Swooping in. And then it catches on fire. You'll see there's a fire. There's a bunch of jugs all around there. Bunch of jugs. There you go. That was thrown. See it thrown? See it? There it goes. There it goes right there on fire. He threw it. Someone threw something. But there's a bunch of them all over the place. Molotov cocktails, explosive devices, all over the place. So I wanted to share that with you. That happened just less than 10 minutes ago. But authorities are fighting back against these lawless criminals that are out there now in the streets. It's crazy, folks. Things are still going on out there in Los Angeles, and I think it's going to be a long, long night. I think a long night ahead. So come on in, folks. Come on in. Even the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, he put out a tweet just a couple minutes ago himself. And we got something else going on in Lancaster, California. Deputy down. Deputy down. Deputy shot. According to LA Scanner. Lancaster, California. So I don't know what that's about, but that is now busting through the scanners. Deputy shot. Lancaster, California. We'll see how far that is from Los Angeles. Crazy stuff going on, folks. Scanner saying deputy down, lost Lancaster. California. Crazy lawlessness. Crazy stuff going on. All right, back live, folks. We are live. Now we took you back live. That is the area where there's explosives. They have the area now taped off. Now, I wanted to take it back a little bit to show you this guy. If you recognize that guy in all dressed in black, he's the one that had these things on. Jugs, bottles. The scene's still out in the streets. Still things going on in Los Angeles. Still going on in Los Angeles. Going to be a long night. I'm curious to know what happens once it starts getting dark in the next 20 minutes or so. And I also want to see what happens here with the National Guard as they start rolling in. Oh, going back to Pete Hegseth. So Pete Hegseth, the Secretary, Department of Defense, put out just a few minutes ago, says the violent mob assaults on ICE and federal law enforcement are designed to prevent the removal of criminal illegal aliens from our soil. A dangerous invasion facilitated by criminal cartels, aka foreign terrorist organizations, and a huge national security risk. Under the president, violence and destruction against federal agents and federal facilities will not be tolerated. The Department of Defense is mobilizing the National Guard immediately to support federal law enforcement in Los Angeles. And if violence continues, active duty Marines at Camp Pendleton will also be mobilized. They are on high alert. So that's coming from the Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth. Camp Pendleton. The Caesar. One word, Rittenhouse. Listen, folks, I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but I think it's going to get really, really bad. But we'll see if it calms down. I am monitoring the different flare-ups. This is the situation back where we were originally at when we started. Looks like they're putting up crime scene tape at that area where that thing caught on fire. Honestly, I think the feds should go in and get some fingerprints off those bottles and jugs, because they were Molotov cocktails for sure. One that was thrown. They attempted to throw one. It's crazy stuff. So we'll continue to monitor what's going on. Also looking at some of the other feeds. And a lot's going on with the sheriff out there now. There's a lot of sheriff deputies. Los Angeles, California. Come on in. JLR investigates. It's been a wild, crazy day. All day on this. And it just doesn't stop. Does it? Now, these are the sheriffs. They had a bunch of law enforcement mobilized on the other block. And then they abandoned the block, and I think they came down to this location, which is by that ICE transport center next to the home, by the Home Depot. This might be the staging ground. We don't know. And this is probably where this National Guard comes in and starts mobilizing. Because now that location has been compromised, or those locals figured it out that there was an ICE transport center next to the Home Depot. So it's not like the feds can just they could abandon the whole operation, but if they abandon the whole operation, how does that look? How does that look if the feds leave this spot? It's going to look like they lost. It's going to be embarrassing for them, right? It's going to show that lawlessness wins. So what I think is going to happen here is they're going to bring more ammo like they've done on the helicopters and bring the National Guard in. Also, you got to keep in mind, I don't know how they got this space. They rented it out or what, leased it. I don't know how they got it. I'm sure they don't own it. But it's not like they could just go to LA and find another spot, because they would get the risk of that getting compromised too. So I think they might be doubling down here and just saying, okay, this is the spot, whether y'all like it or not. And this is going to be our location here to conduct these ICE raids from, like a staging ground. Transport or bring them there to be transported eventually to holding facilities or what? We shall see. We shall see. But now you do have local law enforcement out there. Don't know if there's cooperation between the sheriff's office and ICE. I don't know if they're all on the same page or not. This is really, really crazy. So I'm looking at, searching around the other feeds, see if there's any other action going on. Also monitoring Flight Radar 24 to see where the helicopters are. Sometimes that's an indication that if there's a bunch of helicopters over a certain area in Los Angeles, something is jumping off. But there's helicopters all over LA. Huntington Police Department got a chopper up. Now, look at this. Things like this. Sun is about to go down. Like, it's literally about to go down. Got about 20 minutes left, if that. If that. So looking at the on Flight Radar, there's choppers all in that area. There's still choppers in that general area there. The county sheriff's department's up in the air. But what's expected here? What's going to happen? We shall see. We'll see if the National Guard starts rolling in. And then also, National Guard rolls in. How long are they even going to stay there for? How long is the National Guard going to be there? Pete's talking about the military on top of the National Guard. Camp Pendleton. Governor is saying he doesn't want the National Guard. He thinks that will just inflame the situation much more. If you get the National Guard in there, it's going to stir the hornet's nest. Sun is going down shortly in Los Angeles, folks. Will we have a peaceful night? Or will it be chaos? Let's pray for peace. Now I'm looking around to see if there's any other flare-ups going on right now. It looks like they got this situation under control here at this spot. Wow, what a night, right? They got this other intersection that things are popping off at. But it's where that car burnt. That car was seen. I mean, it looks like it's crazy. It's crazy. This road is normally busy, right? It's like any other road in Los Angeles on a Saturday night. It's all blocked off. Atlantic. Animal Farm 1945. Thank you for being a new member. JLR Investigates. Now, I don't know why the police abandoned the other area where the donut shop was. They all just left. Now, Flight Radar 24 also shows the choppers above the sky here. I'm looking at the radar here. More choppers are up in the sky. And I'm also looking to see when this National Guard starts being seen rolling in. Could be soon. Could be throughout the middle of the night. Usually when they deploy the National Guard, they come pretty quickly, right? How long does it take to deploy National Guard? And get them out there to the location. 4 hours, 3 hours. It's wild stuff. What do we got to see tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Remains to be seen. What's this turn into? Oh, junk. Thank you. Very grateful. Thank you. A lot of people have already spoke about the situation and with the federal government. Including the President of the United States. Some of the videos that are coming out are like crazy with the throwing the rocks. Some people are even throwing out Title 18 USC 2383. Rebellion or insurrection. All banned. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, the Caesar. The cars are. The cars are. I always thought it was like the Caesars are. The cars are. Gifted out 10 memberships. 10 memberships. Thank you very much. 10 lucky people. Courtesy of the cars are. Thank you, cars are. 18 USC 2383. Whoever incites, sets on foot, assists, or engages in any rebellion or insurrection against the authority of the United States or the law or the laws thereof or gets aid or comfort thereto shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years. 18 U.S.C. 2383, rebellion. $2,000. National Guard will be coming in sometime this evening. 2,000. Now we get lights out. Hey, John Dunn, nice to see you. Thank you, John Dunn. MKO, thank you. What's happening, JLR? MKO says, well, this has been going on since 11 a.m. Pacific time. All types of street rioting in front of right by the Home Depot, south of Los Angeles. It is Los Angeles County. They call it Paramount, like Paramount Pictures. And East Compton. And word got out that there was an ICE facility or ICE transport center. ICE is staging. And it brought out a bunch of people. Then they just started throwing things at the agents, setting things on fire in the streets, putting shopping carts in the streets, and all that. So that's where we're at here right now. Now, in the meantime, I want to talk about this a little bit, but I also want to see if and when they come. Now, this is another live feed as the sun is going down. This is farther east than the location. Look, they're doing donuts in the streets. Now, that intersection on our last live, this is our third one, the second one. Look at the same truck doing donuts in the street. They had a bunch of law enforcement out there. And that law enforcement, they left. They retreated. JLR Magnolia, greetings from MB, South Carolina. That would be Myrtle Beach, Eddie. Hello, Eddie. I'm confused at how does local government and mayor not support the government and Trump. I'm confused, but I think either way, Trump will end this at some point. Love the channel and coverage. Well, I thought the federal government and the city of Los Angeles were on the same path and the same page after the California wildfires. I thought there was going to be some cooperation between the parties, but this is a whole separate issue. This is a very controversial issue. You know, a lot of people have a lot of opinions about immigration, illegal entry, migrants, immigrants. A lot of people have a lot to say about that. And it seems like Mayor Bass and the council in Los Angeles are in support of a sanctuary city. And the mayor has called out ICE the other day when the ICE raid started to kick back up. And I think that kind of set the tone of what's going on and incited people to come out. They're saying some of the politicians were there, like ICE has made it clear, and I think they've been pretty open and transparent on who they're rounding up. And it appears like they have already they have orders and names that they're specifically looking for that are already ordered to be deported, or criminals that are in the country for violent crimes and been arrested, and they're coming to get them. I think the politicians have been telling the residents there and the locals that ICE plans to go door to door to door to door to ask for people's papers, like going door to door. And I think that's bringing fear amongst the community, as if they're going door to door, just rounding anyone up and anyone could be gone. And this is what happened. This is where we're at. This is where we're at. I mean, they just called in the National Guard, and the governor's doesn't want that. He's calling against that. He's saying that's not the solution here. This is that intersection. I'll tell you the actual, let me see. Go back to my map. This is right down the street from the Paramount Business Center. This is at the Arco station at the corner of Alondra and Fraley. I believe it's Fraley. Or it might be a little bit down. Now, this one is at Atlantic, I believe. Yeah, Dale's Donuts. Yeah. Atlantic Avenue and Alondra. So one block down from the other street. But you see there was a large police presence there just about an hour ago, and they all left. Now, I seen the crowd disperse in different directions. I also saw clips of them throwing things in the grass and setting things on fire. I've seen a lot of tagging, F-ice, on a lot of buildings around there. I don't know if they got the donut shop. It also seems like they vandalized some stuff at that Arco. But actually, that vandalism at the donut, I don't think it was Dale's Donut, but there is a donut house across the street. So I think it was a donut shop that got vandalized. Look at this. They're just doing burnouts and everything in the intersection. Now, we're going to see what happens here as the sun is down in a few minutes. It starts to get dark. Now, I don't know how good the light's going to be, but we'll see. We'll see here where this goes. We'll see. Oh, they actually moved the car. Does that car look like it's moved, or it's still there in that intersection? It's a different angle. Now, if I was the journalist around there, I'd be very careful about being out there, because this is a volatile situation and things could go out of control really, really quickly. I think it's already out of control. Whatever reasons why the law enforcement decided to leave, I don't know. I don't know why they would leave like that. But here we are. Here we are. We might be here tomorrow talking about this. Hope not. Thing about it is, I mean, you have the administration that's talking about mass deportation, and there is a lot in Los Angeles that probably have orders to be deported. So if they're going to, is the federal government going to back down here? I don't think so. Will the residents back down? I don't think so. I think we got major problems ahead. Distrust. Hatred. Hatred. I mean, the intersection looks like it's kind of calmed down. But we're just going to wait and see. Particularly in the next. Now, I read this tweet. As you see it, this is coming from the Secretary of Defense. They're mobilizing the National Guard immediately. And if violence continues, they'll activate the military. And I think this seems like this might be a staging ground for the residents and everybody that don't want ICE there. But 2 blocks away, that's where the Home Depot is. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to go over. I heard Karen Bass's Twitter account was ratioed. So Karen Bass says this is a difficult time for our city as we recover from the unprecedented natural disaster. That's exactly what we were talking about, the fires. Many in our community are feeling fear following recent federal immigration enforcement actions across LA. Reports of unrest outside the city, including in Paramount, are deeply concerning. We've been in direct contact with officials in Washington, D.C., and are working closely with law enforcement to find the best path forward. Everyone has the right to peacefully protest, but let me be clear, violence and destruction is unacceptable, and those responsible will be held accountable. So she tweeted that out. But for some reason, she's getting ratioed hard. What do you think? Why do you think she's getting ratioed? I mean, a lot of people are like, you started this. You stoked the flames. You said the other day. And then kind of similar to how she handled the wildfire. We were very critical of her for the wildfire. John Dunn, thank you for the 10 gifted memberships, courtesy of John Dunn. Thank you. I appreciate that. Very grateful. 10 lucky members. Join. Come on in. And I say lucky because, you know, it's fun here. Thank you, John. No, but we're very appreciated and grateful for all of you. Absolutely. Eddie, saw your comment come up. Read it before. All right, so we're I think something bigger is going to happen, MKO says. Well, MKO, I've had discussions with Magnolia about this, and I kind of was saying that to Magnolia. Me and Magnolia consult about these stories, and I said, there could be something big here. There's just something brewing here. I don't think this one goes away that quickly. Well, we shall see. We shall see. All right. So, yeah, this is right outside that federal staging area. We've got a lot of police presence here. Donna, thank you. Oh, we got a reporter. Maybe we'll hear something. Maybe we can get a report on what's going on. If he talks, we'll listen. Looks like a CBS reporter. Ready to give us the 411 as the sun goes down. Sun goes down. Let's see if they turn it up. We have the volume up. Just a matter of them having the volume up. All right, here we go.
Hey, I hear you. What?
Yeah, all this stuff on, don't put the pants on people, right?
You hear shots. It's heard shots.
Walk that way again.
Either way, the car's going.
Hear all that? He needs to be careful. I don't think it's safe out there.
Hey guys, in the last hour, deputies have since moved up Alondra closer to the 710 freeway on-ramp. They're now staged there and holding off protesters. Here behind me at the intersection that we've been standing at almost all day, Alondra and Atlantic, is basically now turned into a takeover where people are running and riding bikes and dirt bikes through the intersection. There's been a lot of trucks doing donuts here. Over to our left here, you can see that a security camera has been pushed over on this telephone pole. A lot of graffiti all over the businesses here in the intersection of Alondra and Atlantic, including Dave's Donuts here, an iconic location here in Compton. But as it turns to night here, protesters at this intersection have started to settle down a little bit. And again, deputies have since moved toward the 710 freeway. Here we go with a car doing a donuts here at the intersection. That same intersection is the one you're looking at now where the car caught fire. There was a white Kia that came into the intersection a few hours ago, caught fire, and that set off a lot of mayhem here in Compton. Fireworks from the protesters toward the deputies. Deputies then shooting pepper balls at protesters, shooting flashbangs at protesters. Protesters scattering at that point, and then it really got chaotic at that point. So within the last hour, again, deputies starting to retreat, and then it calming down here. We do have some sound from some protesters who we spoke with earlier today, as well as the sheriff. Let's go ahead and roll that.
He's saying it's calming down there. He said it's calming down there. And meanwhile, somebody's spinning out in the middle of the intersection. Lawless.
You want to shoot? Can you zoom on the flags?
And the sun is going down. This is crazy.
Still a very active situation here in Compton. If you live in this area, a good idea to avoid the intersection of Alondra and Atlantic. And no one is getting over the bridge over the 710 freeway. You can see in the distance here a lot of Mexican flags, a lot of American flags. People, again, upset with these ICE raids and coming here to Compton to show their frustrations. Guys?
They don't clean that.
Compton.
Yeah, there's a couple dozen deputies down the street here. You can't see them from where we're standing, but they're just past the Dave's Donuts here on the corner. Still a couple dozen deputies holding strong with their riot shields. They have some green fencing laid out in front of them. Again, they're not letting anyone get over the overpass, which crosses over the 710 freeway. Can't see them from where we are now, but there are still some protesters clashing with those deputies, and we'll work to get a better shot for you guys coming up here at 8:30.
Absolutely lawless, and it might get worse. Sitting there doing donuts. Avoid the area.
Thank you. Fernando. Hey, can you guys roll on this interview, please? Check, check, check. Are you guys rolling? Call it, ICE girlfriend detained.
ICE girlfriend detained.
Let me know when we're good. No? Okay. Okay. So you and I just talk like this, okay? First start, what is your first name? What is your last name? Spell both, please.
My name is Fernando, Fernadno, Delgado, Delgado.
Fernando Delgado. I'm Zach. This is Anna. We're with KCAL, CBS. Thank you for taking the time. So you were saying that ICE took your girlfriend early this morning. What's your girlfriend's name and what happened?
Her name is Giselle Medina. We were at a stop sign on the other side, at a stoplight. We're at a stoplight.
No, face the camera, please.
Yeah.
One more time. Go ahead. Will you just look at me?
Yeah. We were at a stoplight on the other side of Paramount, right? Over there in Alondra. When out of nowhere, in the stop, immigration agents, ICE, all that came, you know, they came dressed up in all their military gear and they stopped traffic. When they stopped traffic, we started noticing, and I told my girl, that's immigration right there. What they started doing was they went in front of a business, a negocio, and they started raiding. They started bringing people out in vans. Once they started doing that, that's when everybody knew, you know, what was going on. And everybody was there in the traffic jam. Everybody, right? You're stuck in your car, in your vehicle. When they saw us looking at them doing all that, that's when they started throwing tear gas. Everybody was still in their vehicles. As soon as one of the tear
You said who was behind you?
behind us, there was a woman and her young daughter. She was around 13. I kept in touch with them, and as we speak, she's in the hospital because the tear gas bomb hit her right in the face. They were right behind us, taking notice that we're not there to protest. We were stuck at the light, right? But we're witnessing everything happening right in front of our eyes. The tear gas explodes. They come out crying out of their vehicle, and they can't breathe. They're literally on the ground, right? I have the video. I have the footage, right?
And so what do you and your girlfriend do at that point?
We get off, and we see everybody else getting off to record. Peacefully, we do not throw anything at them. We're not yelling at them. We're just recording what's going on because people deserve to know the truth. This is why you guys are here. This is because, you know, these things need to be documented. This is what they wanted. They wanted people to riot. They wanted the people to start fireworks. They wanted the people to start burning out. Why? Because this is the effect. So they can make us look bad. So they can make us seem that we're the ones causing this, that we started it. We didn't start this.
So you jump out of your car and you start recording. So what happens from there? Tell me what happens with your girlfriend.
As soon as we start recording, that's when they start pointing the tear gas guns, and they start shooting everything. Everything, everywhere. So we can't breathe, we can't see anything. She has her phone. One of the agents, I hear them go for the people with the phones. They went straight for my girlfriend. They ripped her out of my arms. They took her. They threw me. They threw me her phone. And I was like, where are you guys taking her? She's born here. Just like me. I'm a proud American. I'm a proud Mexican as well. But it's not fair that yesterday and the past months, ever since this presidency, you know, innocent people are taken from their houses, from their workplaces, you know, for no reason. If anything, documentation should be like a fix-it ticket.
Have you heard from your girlfriend? Have you heard from authorities? Do you know what's going on? Do you know if she's being charged? What's the latest? Anything?
I literally have her phone. Friends and family, I started posting it. Telemundo, Univision, all of them, you know. Everybody's been hitting us up. What's going on? I've been contacting all the immigration detention centers. I contacted the sheriff's department. There's no answers. There's no answers. Everybody's, I'm guessing they're busy out here, you know, and nobody's answering. And most likely, since it's the weekend, I won't see her till next week because nobody's going to be answering this whole weekend.
And how do you feel that this happened and you were there and now she's been detained?
At the moment, I was crying. I felt like a knot in my throat. I saw the little girl right there in front of me, you know, that couldn't breathe. I started seeing people like panic. What's going on here in our city? We've never seen stuff like this happen here, right? We start feeling compassion for others that may not have the you know, may not have documentation or have the privilege of being born here, you know, that are taken. I overheard somebody saying that somebody there, they were picking up their parents, their mom, because today their daughter was graduating, another girl my age. She said, I was picking up my mom early, you know, because my little sister is graduating today. So I was like, do they not have respect? You know, we're not criminals. People here are doing, yes, I know they're doing bad stuff, but people that are working are not criminals. We're not criminals. We deserve respect because we help people with labor that people don't want to do, you know? And it's affecting us Mexicans, Guatemalans, Salvadorians, any other Hispanics. And it's just not fair.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, is your number?
Yes.
All right, so that's somebody explaining his girlfriend.
What was the last name again?
Swooped up. Don't give your phone number out on TV.
562.
We don't want your number. We don't want your number.
Okay.
We don't want your number.
Okay, I'll text you.
All right, son is like literally down.
I'll text you right now, Fernando. Thank you. I'm wishing you the best.
He wishes him the best.
Hey, sorry, we were interviewing a gentleman whose girlfriend was taken by ICE this morning. Mojo's here. We are not by other news crews. We're in a good little spot. We have a little section that's kind of sectioned off. But again, Mojo's here. Our 2 security guards are here. We feel pretty good about it. But we aren't.
Sounds like fireworks or gunshots.
Yeah, I mean, Anna's kind of in charge of what we're doing and where we're going, so you probably talk to her about it. Okay. Bye. Nate's gonna call you. He thinks we should be closer to law enforcement, for safety reasons.
Safety reasons. Good job. His producer told him get back towards law enforcement for safety reasons. I agree with you.
I am pro get as close as we can to the action. I realize
He is pro getting things close as can be to the action.
but getting close to the action also puts us closer to law enforcement. However, Anna's been making the calls today, and I think the hits have been pretty good.
All I can say is this. I'm not on the whole perimeter. And you are better chance of my
Yeah, we don't know what tonight's going to bring. Carol, thank you. And redfish, bluefish, thank you, redfish, bluefish. Thank you. Milton, thank you, Milton. Thank you, Milton. Nice to see you again.
What I'm saying is I'm trying to be the fine balance. I don't want to be an asshole and be like, you know what I mean? And I know that it's safe way to be here, and the shots are good, you know? And if there's no other news crews here, I'm okay with that. But people in the back of the station are asking us, and I've been trying to make stuff happen for them, and I was like, fuck it. Let's make sure we're safe. And that's what I'm learning. So I'm learning. That's what I'm learning.
You gotta learn that. That's why they always call you guys and not us. Because they don't want to. They don't want to.
Right.
Would be in the action if say this was a march. Yeah, I kind of tried to go in there, but everything's really, really closed off. Something's going on the side street over there.
Go with them. Go with them.
Oh! Got a truck doing donuts. That's crazy. That's crazy, folks.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly.
That's always going to happen.
Right. If I get one of those, this is that.
Can you ever put this one on that strap?
Yeah, that. Yeah, he almost.
We're gonna sit here and monitor what's going on.
Like to just absorb.
OG, thank you. OG, thank you. The fact is, these people have their kids in attendance. It's crazy to me, Milton said. I agree. Crazy. We'll see a little bit where this goes. Yeah, he's crazy. He's setting up more. We don't know what's going to happen once this lights starts getting dark. Milton said, thank you, Milton.
Welcome to Arco AMPM.
You don't hear or see these things in other countries.
For your safety, this area is under live video surveillance. Thank you for shopping with us.
I hear a lot of fireworks going off. Yeah, it's crazy, folks. I'm waiting for the National Guard to come in. All right, so we got something else going on here. It appears to be like a building here with a large group gathering, and they're all focused at this garage here. So this looks like this is a separate situation or separate location. And look at this. Look at this. Look, they're shaking. Look. See what I'm saying? Look, oh my goodness. Look at this. Yo, they're coming out crazy. This is live. Whoa, look at this. Oh, they just dispersed the crowd quickly. Whoa, look at this. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. I saw this pop up on another feed. And I'm like, oh my God, what's happening here? They were all like going towards this garage. And look, holy smokes. I'm going to try to get this actual location. Looks like one of their like maybe detention centers or something. This is downtown. This is a whole different location. This is another location. Yo, this is crazy. They came out of there like G.I. Joe. They came out like army soldiers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like maybe like 50. Look at this. They're still coming out. There's no sound to this, by the way. Oh my goodness, man. They all dispersed. They got them out of there quick. Yeah. This is crazy. In the streets of Los Angeles, the National Guard is coming in, folks. That was crazy. I never seen anything like that, man. They all just opened the garage and they all came out in a flow, a wave of like 50 of them, and just started shooting. Yo. This is crazy. Live, Los Angeles. JLR investigates. I am looking for more feeds to find out what's going on. I'm telling you, it might get crazy tonight. The sun is down. The sun has been down now for over a half hour. It is literally getting dark out there in Los Angeles, and I'm very worried here. Bad things are about to happen. So did a push down the group, push them down the road. We'll see what happens out of this. You see, look, a lot of the spray paint in the walls there said F-ICE. ACAB, ACAB, you know what that stands for. Look at this. What in the heck is happening here, man? That's the craziest thing I've ever seen, man, in a long time. They came out of this building here. Full force. Mind Tab, thank you. Danielle, it's going to get worse. Man, this is crazy. This is wild. Mind Tab, very grateful. Thank you. Again, very, very grateful. Thank you. Extremely grateful. Thank you. I see you all the time. I also see you on Twitter a lot too, Mind Tab. Thank you for the support. Danielle, thank you. Danielle says it's going to get very worse after midnight. Could get very bad here tonight because we are talking about a weekend, Saturday night. And look at this. They're protecting the streets. Look at this. This is insane stuff that's going on. Wow. 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 Oh my goodness. Full force. Now they got the streets blocked off. This is insane. This is in Los Angeles. This is a whole separate location from that other spot. Little flare-ups all over the place. Could escalate very, very fast. To already have that. We're beyond peaceful protesting. We've already crossed that line probably in the first hour into this. Folks, this is absolutely wild. William, thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. What's happening here, folks? We're going to keep watching this because we don't know what's going to unfold here. But they dispersed the crowd pretty quickly. I mean, that crowd was gone that crowd was building out there, and they literally in 2 minutes were able to secure that area. I guess they pushed them down away from, this has to be the Federal Detention Center. Wow. Wow. Look at that. So they pushed that crowd right there. We'll see what happens here if it builds up or disperses. Meantime, I'm looking around for this. This speed's pretty good, though. The other one, they're still doing burnouts at that intersection on Alondra. Still doing the craziness. This is insane. Prayers. Thank you. Thank you, prayers. Starfleet. Nice to see you again. Starfleet. Fleet. Yeah, he did say, Pete Hegseth did say on X, we read the tweet earlier, the violence, he's going to send the National Guard. National Guard is deployed immediately and said if the violence continues, then they'll bring up Marines from Camp Pendleton. They're on high alert. This could get, I mean, we could have literally National Guard and the Marines in Los Angeles. But the National Guard is on its way. That's kind of like what I'm also waiting for to see. Like, what are they coming? Are they going to roll in tanks or what? Humvees? How are the National Guard going to roll in? We shall see. This is unbelievable. Craziness. Perpetual Concepts. Nice to see you again. California appreciates JLR. Been to California many times covering things, and I think the land in California is beautiful. I think that it just has every walk of life as far as land, and I've encountered so many nice people in California. I've also encountered some negativity in California, but that happens mostly everywhere. With California as a state, I think it's beautiful. I mean, some of the terrain from the north all the way to the south to the coastline. I want to see the big redwoods. This is crazy. All right, so are these people they're gonna try to test these people or what? Who's gonna do what? We got some sort of standoff. How long is this gonna go for? Because it looks like they're outnumbered. It looks like the rioters, and I call them rioters because it's already criminal activity at this point. But this is another location. But they're all out in the street and everything like that. They look like they're outnumbered. But it looks like about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. There could be 100 law enforcement there. 100 law enforcement. Federal law enforcement. Federal law enforcement. Absolutely crazy. Now, what's going to happen with all this? We shall see. Wow. Unbelievable, folks. We'll see where this goes. What happens? Oh, they're throwing things. Oh, what? They threw things at the media van. Oh, they're shooting. Smoke and lights. This is crazy. We'll see where this goes. Whoa. Crystal. Kentucky misses JLR. How long does it take to get the National Guard to deploy after presidential gives orders? That's a great question. I mean, they're saying immediately. That's what the Secretary of Defense said, immediately. So, hour or two, 2 hours, 3 hours, where are they coming from? I think they'll be there. If they say tonight, I think they'd be there by midnight, their time. So it's getting close to midnight here, Eastern. This is we don't go on late this night, usually, unless something really crazy happening. This is crazy. Yeah, by 3 a.m. Eastern, they could be there. I think we might be able to see them be rolling in soon. But I'm also looking on Twitter right now to like see if I have the keyword National Guard and I put in, and I want to see like if there's any pictures of them rolling in. I haven't seen any yet. They're saying agents are holding the line. It was as if these individuals here were going to storm that building there, federal building. The agents are holding the line to wait for the National Guard to come to help. They need reinforcements. I mean, I've seen graffiti, F-ICE, death to ICE, saying all types of crazy stuff. What? LAPD has put out a statement. They say Los Angeles Police Department statement regarding today's peaceful protest. Today, demonstrations across the city of Los Angeles remained peaceful, and we commend all those who exercised their First Amendment rights responsibly. The Los Angeles Police Department appreciates the cooperation of organizers, participants, and community partners who help ensure public safety throughout the day. While today's events concluded without incident, that's what they're putting out today. The Los Angeles Police Department remains fully prepared to respond swiftly and appropriately to any potential acts of civil unrest. Our commitment in safeguarding the rights, safety, and well-being of Angelenos continues day in, day night and night. We will continue a heightened readiness posture and remain ready to ensure the continued safety of our community. They're acting like today was peaceful. Are you kidding me? This is a statement coming from the Los Angeles Police Department today. 100 West 1st Street, Los Angeles, California, 90012. It's a press statement. They're literally saying today was peaceful. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. They just put that out maybe like 45 minutes ago or so. Meanwhile, so bad, National Guard's coming in. 2,000 troops. 2,000. Look at this. Now, yeah, we'll continue to monitor this situation. Crazy. Crazy stuff is happening in Los Angeles right now. National Guard deployed. National Guard deployed. I mean, now we have some sort of line, holding the line in front of the federal facility. Now these individuals seem like they kind of creep up and then tear gas gets shot. They push back and then they keep creeping back up. Up there is spray painting in the streets already. Facts. Thank you. From Adam, Debbie, and Spike. A Chihuahua. Spike the Chihuahua. Hey, we got to get Spike to meet Rio. Thank you, Facts. Chihuahua. We love our Chihuahuas. We got a Chihuahua, too. I have a Chihuahua. I love my Chihuahua. We love our Chihuahua. It's our little Rio River. Took him to the vet today. He's good, though. He's good. Had some neutering going on. Look at this. So what's going to happen here, folks? We have an all-night standoff or what? Full-blown riot. LAPD says today was peaceful. It's peaceful down there in Alondra. This is a whole separate location. Flashing lights. Live. Downtown Los Angeles. Absolutely crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Live downtown Los Angeles. This looks bad. This looks really, really bad. We could be here throughout the night, maybe. But you see, it looks like the crowd is building up. More and more coming to the plate. Stepping up. I feared this Saturday night. Feared this would happen. And here we are. Crowd is building. They're probably going to work their way up from Alondra, get up here. They came out of the garage there in the top left corner. Stormed out of there and started firing tear gas into the crowd. Dispersed them and pushed them down a block, and then made this line on both sides to protect the building. Is that McKay? Thank you. All right, let's continue. So I don't know what's going to happen here, where this goes, but we're going to stick with it. Los Angeles, these riots, chaos continues. I wouldn't call it a protest at all. Nope. What's this? They're moving. Here they go. Move. They're pushing them back. And they're firing. They're moving them. Look at this. Whoa. Look at that. Look what idiots would sit there like that. Look at that. Whoa. He blew him. Oh. What in the heck? Oh my goodness. We got all types of things going on here, blowing up. Yo. Jess. Thank you, Jess. This is crazy. Uh-oh, what do we got? This is crazy. Pushing them back. What's this idiot doing? Yeah, sometimes vehicles try to drive up as close as they can and do donuts in front of these officers to taunt them. This is crazy. Look at this. Okay. Now they're putting their e-bikes. E-bikes. They're putting their e-bikes in the road. How far are they going to push them down? They're moving cars out of the way. Moving people's cars out of the way. You better move your car out of the way. Here they go. Move, 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 move. Here they come. Pushing the rioters away. I knew these people would come out at night and do this kind of craziness. I hope that they wouldn't. The National Guard is on its way. Who knows what it's going to look like in LA tomorrow morning? It's going to be a whole different thing. I mean, this could be talked about for a long time. Who knows what's going to happen? Oh, pushing them down, shooting. Crazy. Oh. Throwing some tear gas back. We are in Los Angeles. Go, look. All right, they're pushing. They're going all the way to the intersection. I think they'll hold the line in the intersection. They're trying to get all these people a block away from that federal building. Let me go on flight radar and get the actual address here. Oh! Oh! Looks like an officer maybe got hurt in the center there. Oh! I think an officer got hurt. They ushered an officer to the side. You see that thing blow up? Right there in the middle of the line. Whoa. Tear gas. They're going to try to retake this corner, I believe. Crazy. There's about 5 helicopters in the sky in this area right now. Move, move, move. The shields say police. Look at this. He's just standing there with his hands up. This is crazy. So many choppers in the air right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6 choppers in the sky. Yeah, we don't know what happens here. Now they're going to a busy intersection. Now you got all these cars that don't even know what's going on, that driving into this. Like, just a group, people congregating on the corner, mass gatherings, and riot police standing there in the middle of the street on one side. That's what's crazy about just spectators, or not spectators, but drivers. I mean, there could be women and children, families just coming home from something, and they got to drive into this. Very dangerous situation. That's why I think anyone that goes anywhere like should just like investigate, make sure the area is okay before you go, or at least check the news and find out everything's okay in your town before you. Because man, caught up in this. So these idiots still decide to just go up there in front of the police and hold their hands up, or sit there and film them and taunt them. We don't know what's being said. I'm sure they're sitting there yelling at them. Crazy. You always get knuckleheads that will go right up to their faces and sit there and yell at police when just go home. Just go home. Go home. Or at least go down away. If you want to protest, go down there a block away and stand on the street and protest. I mean, they're telling people this is an unlawful assembly. Disperse. Disperse. And giving you so much warning to go, like, before they make their moves. And the professional problem people provoking, taunting, making it a very dangerous situation. Look, you even see somebody up there riding their bike back and forth in front of the police. Just ride her bike. There was a protest in New York City today, too. Crazy stuff. Look at this. Live, New York, or Los Angeles, folks, live. National Guard coming in. Soon. We don't know when. All right, so what do we have here? Another pocket of something. See the police there on the right. You can see the police. What's going on here? See all these flashes. Thank you, Jane Q. Public. Thank you. All right, got LAPD coming in. What's going to happen here? What are they going to do? What's going on? Block it off the streets, going behind them. So we got two fronts here, two flanks here. Crazy. Yeah, a lot of people out there. It looks like a few hundred are out there. Absolutely crazy. Let's see where this goes. Choppers are circling around the sky. Looks like people are starting to come up closer and closer to the line, or at least get within a few feet from these officers. We are live in downtown Los Angeles. Oh, more police have arrived. Look at that. More police. They put up a line too. So they're literally blocking everyone a block radius away. Now you got Los Angeles police clearly there. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, riot gear, riot team. Look at this. Vehicles full of troops or someone. Law enforcement. Look at this. 2 of them. That thing is full with people. Yo, this is crazy. All right, they're bringing in more SWAT. Looks like they're bringing in SWAT to this area. SWAT is coming in. And so is the National Guard, but we don't know when the National Guard. Oh, look at this. What's going on here? Retreating? What's going on? Law enforcement shifting a little bit. People taunting them. We have a very volatile situation here. That is crazy. This is the building in right here, federal building. So we got more law enforcement. Oh, look at that. They all got out. They're ready to march in. Disperse this crowd. Stand by. I think this chopper's leaving. We'll get another feed up shortly. Looks like the chopper's leaving. But I have another feed I'm going to put up here. So stand by. Yo, this is crazy. So some reports are indicating that the National Guard will be there within the next few hours. Within the next few hours, we'll have National Guard starting to work their way into the area.
We've mostly just seen those officers pushing with their skirmish line, and
now we're on another feed here.
Throwing things at officers earlier, but right now things seem to have calmed down. We see some Mexican flags being held and flown. And right now we're just kind of keeping an eye on this situation. George, push towards. Yeah. if these officers determine that this group is getting a little too unruly, if they're getting too close and too big, they may push them back again. Oftentimes they use verbal.
So we'll continue to watch here, see what's going on. National Guard deployed.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Again, had to do a little housekeeping up here, making sure that everyone can see and hear us. Thanks for joining us on NBC4 streaming. This is Brian Andrews in News Chopper 4. We've been up over several events here today. Throughout the day, we were down in Paramount, Compton earlier, where there were skirmish lines and unruly groups ended up setting a car on fire, set blockades across streets. Right now, we are at Alameda and Temple, northeast downtown, where a skirmish line has formed outside of a federal detention center. A group of unruly people had gathered outside of that building and began throwing things and graffitiing that building. The officers felt that needed to be stopped, came flooding out of the building and pushed those people back. The officers deployed gas and pepper balls and smoke and flashbangs. That group all moved back to here, where we currently are at Temple and Alameda. Originally, as I zoom out and pan and tilt up here, you can see this skirmish line up here, and there's a large number of officers.
Oh, look at this! Look at this!
Marching south on Alameda right now.
You're at the Federal Detention Center.
Reinforce that line down south. So this is where everything originated. Right here, this building right here is where that group formed initially. Probably 100 people were here. Eventually those gates went up and those officers poured out of that building. So now you can see these officers forming another skirmish line, marching south on Alameda, presumably to reinforce the skirmish line that we have down here at Alameda and Temple. Right now, this group seems pretty calm. We did see them throwing fireworks right into the midst of those officers. Earlier, we saw a firework explode right in the middle of them.
Yeah, that's where I said I think one of the officers got injured from that.
He's seeing something, so I'm going to zoom out here.
Look how many police are there.
Oh, yeah, we've got a procession of police vehicles here.
Look at this.
No doubt heading somewhere to
look how many police are coming.
Officers that are in need of
Dude, the whole highway's full of police.
What we're looking at here, or if that is something else.
That's something else, I think.
Busy night around Los Angeles right now. We know that there's still activity down in the Paramount Compton area, where there has been most of the day and yesterday. This is all because of the ICE and federal raids that happened across Los Angeles yesterday. There were protests and around the city yesterday. Excuse me.
Saw people running.
Yeah, we're gonna zoom out. We're gonna check out those police vehicles that are moving.
Yeah, where are they going?
We know that a deputy was shot in the Palmdale, Lancaster area. These officers may be going out. Last I heard, that officer. Oh, they are going into downtown. So
they're coming downtown.
They could be going to join the officers that we see here.
Look at this.
I don't really know. They are going into downtown, though, so. Yep, they're going right into downtown.
This is crazy.
CHP heading into downtown. Yeah, we'll let you guys know more if we figure out where they're going and what they're doing. Right there, we have an LAPD helicopter that's circling the situation that we have going here on Temple and Alameda. He's keeping an eye on everything from the air and no doubt providing information to those units on the ground. Yeah, let's go. So we're gonna go follow those police cars and see where they're going.
Where are the police going? So they're gonna follow the police to see where the police
Yeah,
are
we gotta
going.
go around traffic.
We'll see where they're going. What it could be, another flare up somewhere, possibly, or they're coming here.
Can you fix that?
This is crazy. Look, downtown Los Angeles, Federal Detention Center. Large law enforcement presence here. They were defacing the building, lots of spray paint. And then suddenly the garage opens and all these federal agents rush out, disperse the crowd. Now, again, they're saying that there has been numerous locations. Paramount, that area there, still things in that area. Man, this is crazy. I think they're going to check out where the police are going. In the meantime, I'm going to check the other feeds. It's just, well, I want to see where they go. Where all the police going? Where are the National Guard at? We go where the blue lights are. Where's the National Guard? They're going to be there though. Possibly soon.
All right, if you're following us streaming, we're going to go investigate where that line of officers went.
Let's go investigate.
Where they seem to be going. So go south.
South. Might be going to provide escort for the National Guard, maybe, or a staging area to, push out that area there so the National Guard can come into that ICE area there, down there in Paramount. He said they're going south. We'll see. Where are they going? Chopper's going to be busy tonight. Everyone's busy tonight. Beautiful Los Angeles from up top, but man, there's crazy stuff going on right now. And there's another feed going on with some downtown Los Angeles with the riot line. But I want to see where this police thing, I want to see what's going on here. Where'd all the police go?
40 minutes fuel.
40 minutes fuel. What about the police here? Where'd they go? Oh, there they are. There they are. You see them?
All right. If you're still streaming with us, we found that line of officers.
Got you.
10 freeway that they're going under. You can see their lights flashing, driving. They're driving eastbound.
Where the heck are they going?
Looks like they may be heading to the CHP station.
California Highway Patrol.
Yeah, it looks like they're entering here. And, yeah, so these are CHP units. And they have come to the CHP station here on the southwest side of downtown. They've probably been called in and they're going to be dispatched to areas they feel like they need a little bit of extra help around the city. Like we said, Paramount has been active all day. And now this spot here in downtown at Temple and Alameda has been active for quite some time now. Go for Brian. George. It's currently 9:20. It's 9:20. To get to Whiteman, fuel up, and then get back out here. All right, so about 30 minutes, Jack. Jack, did you hear that? About 30 minutes, 30 minutes. If we left right now, go to Whiteman, fuel up, and get back here, probably about 30 minutes.
All right, so we got more law enforcement coming up to the California Highway Patrol.
We've got about 40 minutes on station, 40 minutes on station. Forty minutes on station. Let's go back behind us to the CHP station. You want to go back to the jail? Copy that. Headed back to the jail. Okay. CHP. We're leaving there.
All right, going back over to the jail.
We are headed back to that federal detention center on the northeast side of LA. You can fly with us as we transit the south side of downtown LA on this slightly overcast night and head back to that skirmish line that we had been over for about 45 minutes. There's a lot happening up here. Sometimes we need to go look at something to see what's really going on. So that's why we kind of fly around downtown a little bit, figure things out. And we want to bring you guys the best news, most accurate, up-to-date news that we can. So sometimes that means that we're running around a little bit, making sure that what we're looking at is the most relevant information for you. So we're headed back to the hotspot by the Federal Detention Center at Alameda and Temple. We'll be there momentarily. You can see, I believe that's that LAPD ship that we saw earlier, circling, keeping an eye on things from above. He has his light. He's got thermal cameras generally. This ship may not, but a lot of them have thermal cameras. They can keep an eye on things very closely and provide valuable information to the officers on the ground.
All right, back at the detention center nearby. Here we go.
All right, so here we are. Here's the north side. I'm sorry, this is the south side. They've in just those few minutes that we moved, they moved a whole bunch of assets down here.
Whoa, look how many police are there.
They were marching a second skirmish line down here. They've arrived. They've pulled a bunch of vehicles down here. As you can see, those look like, I think those are sheriffs. There might be some LAPD in there as well. Sheriff and LAPD units here on Alameda. This is Alameda and Temple, where that skirmish line has stopped. So as we talked about before, this skirmish line started up north at the Federal Detention Building here. It's hidden behind these trees, but you can see that skirmish line there in front of the building. There was a group outside that building that got unruly. They started throwing things. They were graffitiing the front of that building. The doors opened and federal officers came pouring out of that building. They deployed smoke, gas, flashbangs, pepper balls, everything to make that crowd go away, and they did. That group mostly went south down Alameda toward Temple here. You can see that there's a lot of onlookers here on the corner, at the bottom of your screen, on the right side of your screen. There's onlookers there, and there's a large contingent here in the middle of that intersection. George, can we move towards that group a little bit? Yeah. So those are federal detention officers who have formed that skirmish line and are holding that line there at Alameda and Temple. They've been here for maybe 10 or 15 minutes now, holding this location, keeping people back. Since they stopped here, things have calmed down a little bit. We saw the crowd throwing things at the officers earlier. We saw them throwing smoke canisters back that had been deployed to the group, to the crowd. By the officers, that crowd was throwing them back. They were throwing, it looked like bottles earlier. We saw a firework get launched right into the midst of the officers and go off right in between a bunch of officers. Hopefully nobody was injured there. Hopefully things have calmed down for right now. We haven't seen any gas, smoke, or flashbangs or pepper balls just deployed since the officers landed here at Temple and Alameda. We can get closer if you can, George. So things seem to have calmed down a little bit. There is a decent-sized group in front of that skirmish line. These officers, though, they are geared up head to toe. They have shields, they have armor, they have masks, they have full-face gas masks. So anything that they deploy against this crowd is not going to hurt them. All right, that's good, George. Let's hang out right in here. It's not going to affect the officers the same way it's going to affect the crowd, because those officers have gas masks covering their full face, keeping their eyes and nose and mouth covered, not being affected. It was those things that were deployed, the smoke, the gas, the pepper balls, were all very effective against the crowd. They all scattered very quickly. All right, we're seeing a little bit of movement. Oh, that looked like
Sitting in the
they may
street
be
now.
ordering the crowd to leave. Lots of signs. I saw a Mexican flag earlier. I don't see a Mexican flag anymore. But yeah, that group is, and kind of like I mentioned earlier, this group is fairly close. In Paramount, the unruly group was nowhere near this close to the officers. They would not let them get this close at all. So this is a little bit different in that group is very close to the officers. The rest of the day down in Paramount, Compton, we saw at least 20 or 30 feet, usually an entire intersection between the unruly groups and the officers. Here, I mean, that looks like it's maybe 10 feet, but those officers seem confident that they have the situation under control right now. And they're holding that line, and thankfully things seem to be cooling down. No one's throwing anything, no less lethal is being deployed, no smoke, no pepper balls, nothing like that. It's just one group standing against another. The last thing that we want to see is anybody getting hurt, officers or people protesting or rallying for their cause. And there may be a contingent of LAPD mixed in here. We're not 100% sure. You can see that there are officers in black and there are officers in what appears to be camo. Those officers in camo, I would assume, are the federal officers, not local law enforcement, as local law enforcement don't typically wear camo. But that group sure is getting close to those officers.
Yeah, they're getting closer and closer.
And that the onlookers here have increased in number since we've been here. There was a large initial number right outside that federal detention center. But once the officers came out and pushed them back, those numbers dwindled considerably. But now those numbers seem to have gone back up. There's a good number of onlookers kind of across the streets just watching what's happened, but even that group that is standing in the street in front of the skirmish line has grown in the past few minutes.
A to Z. 20 gifted memberships. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. 20 people. Now members of JLR Investigates, courtesy of A to Z.
I'm Brian Andrews in
Thank you.
Chopper 4.
Mama G, welcome.
At Alameda and Temple. We have a skirmish line that has formed here to protect a federal building that a group of people were outside. There was a small number of unruly participants throwing things at the building.
They were vandalizing it.
Out of that building, deployed all kinds of measures to force them to back away. We saw smoke, we saw gas, we saw pepper balls, we saw flashbangs. That group dispersed quickly south down Alameda toward Temple, where we have ended up here. This group, that skirmish line by federal officers pushed the group down here to Alameda and Temple, where they've stopped. Since the initial burst of gas, smoke, and all that, we have not seen much more. We did see the crowd throw some fireworks into the officers. It didn't look like anybody was hurt, thankfully, on either side, but things have really calmed down here a bit since this skirmish line stopped pushing people back here at Alameda and Temple.
I wouldn't say it calmed down.
If you've been watching, you know
You
that
got people in the street.
The Paramount Compton area and that unruly crowd. Things were a little bit spicier there. They set a car on fire. There was a lot of stuff going on there earlier today. I'm going to go away for just a moment. I got to do a little bit of housekeeping, talk to some people. We'll be right back.
All right, JLR Investigates here. Los Angeles is downtown Los Angeles, front of the Federal Detention Center, federal inmates. Oh, look. Here we go.
It looks like the crowd is being ordered to disperse.
Here we go.
Officers running up here. It looks
more
like
officers running up.
Something is happening.
Something is happening. Right when he went off, after he said it was peaceful, it's calming down. Well, he said it was calming down. Then we saw everyone running.
Hey, Jack, go ahead.
What we got going on here?
I saw text
Casey Cook, welcome.
I saw a text from you. It said, please call Jack.
A to Z, 20 more gifted memberships. Did I see that? Because I see A to Z. Oh, my goodness. 20 more gifted memberships, it looks like. Thank you so much. 20 members. JLR Investigates. Welcome, courtesy of A to Z. Very grateful. Thank you. Appreciate it. Totally appreciate it. Folks, still haven't seen the National Guard that has been deployed. They're on their way. They're going to be there tonight. How long will this crowd be here? Will it get bigger, or are we going to start calming down? It is 9:30 p.m. Pacific time. Is this going to go on throughout the night, or is this the worst of the worst? Situation was bad all day.
I'm back with you guys. Had to do a little bit of housekeeping there, talking to different people, getting some things sorted out. George, let's push towards the crowd.
Push towards the crowd, he said.
We saw a little bit of action right there. We saw a contingent of officers in black push through that skirmish line, and I don't know if any arrests were made, but it certainly seemed like some people were pushed back, some people were moved. It appears, it could be that there's a changing of the guard. It could be that LAPD is taking over. That's what it appears to me, is that there's a different group taking over this skirmish line. You can see the guys in
And to
camo,
push the feds
officers
back.
in camo are kind of moving back.
At the wings.
And now the
Thank you,
skirmish
at the
line
wings. Welcome.
is backing up a little bit. Not sure exactly what's going on. We don't have comms on the ground. We can't hear what the police are doing. But what it appears right now is that they're changing out who's on
Look
the
at this.
line.
Look at
It
this.
looks like LAPD is taking over
Wow.
for the federal officers. These look like LAPD units in their riot gear. They have helmets and face guards. They don't have the same armor and protection as those federal units. Those federal units are all backing up now. A considerably smaller number of LAPD, or I'm pretty sure those are LAPD officers. There's not the same. There's a lot more federal officers backing out than there are LAPD that have replaced them. So perhaps they felt confident in the group's energy, that they didn't need to be overwhelming them with their presence. That was quite a, this is quite a force to be looking at. Those are shields and fully armed federal officers. And these are local LAPD taking care of the situation. So yeah, so it looks like LAPD has taken over this skirmish line and are maintaining control of this intersection and keeping things calm as those federal units continue to back down the street. And they are probably going to fall back to their federal detention center. I'm sure they're going to stay on alert for the remainder of the night. But right now, LAPD has taken over, protecting this area and holding this skirmish line. Looks like there is a second skirmish line that's still being held. Those look like they're also probably LAPD officers. They might be sheriff. It's hard to tell in the dark.
Purple Passion. Welcome to
Like
JLR Investigates. Summy, thank you for the gifted membership. One lucky member. Member of JLR Investigates. Welcome.
There is still a skirmish line up here. You can see center of the screen. Those are officers holding a skirmish line in front of the Federal Detention Center right here on the left of the screen. And I believe there is still
Geraldine.
So there is a
thank you for the
presence here
gifted
at the north
membership.
end of
One
the
lucky member. One new member.
But there's not very many protesters up here.
Come on in,
looks like
JLR
mostly
Investigates.
just onlookers.
Boss
Not a
lady,
very heavy police
welcome.
presence there.
JLR Investigates.
Majority, you can see all these police vehicles that are parked here now. These were not here originally.
We got a
So
lot
it
of
looks like
police
LAPD
out there.
came in.
LAPD.
LAPD, hard to tell. LAPD or sheriff, one of the two. They came in, took over.
Looks
for
like
these, all
LAPD.
these federal officers you see going back to their building. And now we have LAPD holding the lines here with two separate skirmish lines. And a couple of squads look like they're ready to help out if anything kicks off.
Okay, look at this.
Brian
Looking a
Andrews
little.
in News Chopper 4 for NBC4 streaming. We're here at Temple and Alameda in on downtown LA, northeast side of downtown, by the Federal Detention Center, where skirmish lines have formed. Groups have gathered. We assume that they're here to rally against the ICE raids that happened all over Los Angeles yesterday.
And today. There was ICE raids today.
And right now, Right now, this is peaceful. Right now, there's no one's throwing anything. No one's agitating anything. You can see that those groups are right up next to the officers. There's even less room there than there was earlier. They're just feet from those officers, but clearly those officers don't feel like they need that group to be farther away to maintain their safety. That's good for everyone. A nice, safe, peaceful rally is always good.
It's peaceful. That's what he says. It's peaceful.
Earlier, we saw smoke, we saw gas, we saw pepper balls.
Same individuals
all
spray
being used against the
painting
crowd to get them to disperse.
a federal
That
building
crowd
and got
did
dispersed.
and did
Same group.
move south down
It's
Alameda
peaceful,
here to
he
Temple and
says.
Alameda, where things have calmed down. We saw the crowd
What's
throwing
going on in
fireworks at the
Compton?
officers, throwing their smoke and their gas back at the officers. All that has slowed down. Things seem calm. That group is very close to the officers. And it seems like people are voicing their opinions on what's been happening in a safe and calm manner. And we do see a second skirmish line back there with police in riot gear. And this is pretty standard when there are unruly groups and a front skirmish line and then another skirmish line a little bit farther back. Very normal, with extra officers behind that ready to take over in case something happens. This is a very normal. Same thing we saw out in Paramount. We're seeing a little bit of movement now. Not sure why. They may have declared it officially an unlawful assembly. Hey, I copy.
What do we got?
Negative. I hear IFB, but here it sounds like program. Hey, this is Chopper. Oh, okay, do you need me to talk? Okay, sounds good.
Man, I wish I could be in a chopper.
George, let's move towards it.
What are we moving towards? So LAPD kind of like took over the line
Jack or
from the
Bill,
federal
are we still
authorities
streaming?
and pushed the federal authorities are going back towards the building, and LAPD has set up a perimeter around this federal building to protect it. It was getting defaced really, really hard. They spray painted all over the building there, and they were working its way to the garage.
To NOC or anybody, are we still streaming? Are we streaming online?
Yeah, you are. Downtown Los Angeles, folks. What's going on? Yep, and look, FUCK, ICE, in the middle of the road. There's two places. There's this in Compton. It appears like where the action is. Compton, they're saying, is kind of live. I'm gonna review this a little bit.
Great spot. Hold this for me, George.
Crazy stuff. Okay, we got ABC 7 now. See what's going on. Seems like a lot of people are coming out all over Los Angeles, particularly the Compton area. A lot of down there by Dale's Donuts, place that we were going before. They're waving flags. Thank you for the comment, Tori Dukes. Nothing good happens after midnight. And I concur with you on that. Most people should be in bed by midnight. You should be off the streets or winding down from a good night. But instead, we're into all this on a Saturday night. All this crazies all day long. We'll continue to monitor this. Tear gas has been deployed numerous times. We're going to stay with this for a bit. Now, I see some other feeds in Compton, but it's a lot. To me, it's a lot of it's grainy, and it's like other YouTubers there or podcasters streaming. I like the chopper feeds because the chopper feeds, they got the scanner. They know when something's about to break off or where it's breaking off based off law enforcement responding. Now, one thing I want to know is where's this National Guard that's supposed to be here? Where are they? They're not there yet. They're on their way. Now, will this start expanding into other cities? Will this start spreading to other cities? It's also, New York. There also was some stuff going on in New York today with also arrests, protesting ICE. I mean, they're out there in the streets, still here. And now they're getting close to the 10 o'clock hour. Plan to be out there all night? I would think 12 o'clock they'd be gone, but who knows? And these feeds could go away anytime too, by the way. Los Angeles, people on the street, but they're not. The traffic still seems like it's flowing through that one direction. The other way, though, where's the traffic? Oh, look at that person on a bike. Or wake up in the morning and find out the National Guard is there. There could be National Guard all downtown Los Angeles anytime now. And actually, tanks could be coming in. Who knows what comes in? 2,000 troops. We are live, seeing what's going on. Still in the street there. Jersey Girl, nice to see you. 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. 5 new members of JLR Investigates. Welcome. Hello. Courtesy of Jersey Girl 672. Thank you. Very grateful. Thank you. Welcome aboard, new members. Welcome aboard. We're all here. Different things, different days. We go from P. Diddy to riots and ICE raids all in one day. What's tomorrow going to bring? What's tomorrow going to bring?
Copy 2-0.
All right, maybe we hear some commentating. Oh, more mobilization. Oh, whoa, whoa, what's going on? Everyone's scattering. Everyone's scattering. I saw that in the corner of my eye. Whoa. They're just like, forget you all, people. Get out. Go home. Time to go home. We ain't playing. Oh. They just scattered. All right. The law enforcement's taking the streets back. That was crazy.
Yes, officers have moved, advanced forward here. They have told people they need to leave the area. And as soon as the officers did, a bunch of people scattered, but there's still some here facing off with the officers and not listening to their commands here to leave the area. They've asked them numerous times to leave, and they will not leave. So
leave, go home.
Officers are here, they're standing by, and they're watching the scene here.
That's crazy. Y'all scattered like crazy. Look at this. They're moving. Move.
No,
Look.
because when the officers advance forward, everybody scatters and runs, and so they haven't arrested anybody. But you know, officers are moving more. They're moving. I mean, there's been no arrests that I've seen, but that doesn't make this any less of a situation out here. Now there is a protester that just fell over there, and now it looks like we might be having an arrest.
We got an arrest. Someone arrested.
There's a lot of officers blocking my view, but I did see him fall. I did see him fall, and now he's on the ground. So that might be the first arrest of the night here.
We got an arrest.
But you know,
we got an arrest. Well, they're moving. I don't know if they turned the volume down. Look at this. Telling everyone to move. We got somebody. Yep. Look, you're under arrest. You're under arrest. Well, we got an arrest. Hey, shouldn't have been there. Shouldn't have been there. All right. So we got this moving. I don't know what's happening with the. Here we go. All right. So they are literally like pushing everyone. Move. 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 Move.
there's a what on the wall?
Look at that.
Climbing the wall. Okay.
Feed comes in and out. This is crazy stuff. I don't know what's happening here. Probably because they're moving.
Oh, the sign, right? Watch the sign.
Oh, they said block the sign. They told their viewers to block the sign. Told their producer, block the sign.
literally hasn't been declared an illegal activity. Like, this isn't an illegal program. They haven't said anything. They haven't announced it since its birth.
Oh, what's happening? Look what they telling them, move or stay there. What are they saying?
Leslie's correct.
All right, more officers moving. You stay, you get arrested. Go.
He's not fucking dead, bro. You guys are now like surrounded by all sides.
Oh, they got another one. They arrested another one. There's another one arrested. So they're making arrests. Yeah, just go home, dude. Take your bike and go home. Oh, they got other arrests. Numerous people arrested.
You know you're wrong.
yeah, I'm here. Yes, We got more activity coming right now.
Oh, more police. More police. Zooming in. Heavy police presence down at the Federal Detention Center in downtown Los Angeles. What do we got here? The line is moving. Guess this is them arresting someone else that refuses to leave. Hey, they ruled unlawful assembly. Please disperse. If you don't leave, you get arrested. There you go. That's on you. Unlawful assembly, they tell you to leave, just leave. Stop going along the front line and playing. Look, they got these people in between. Just leave. Get out. Look, they're climbing fences. Yeah, that would be their best way to get away. Better climb those fences. Don't get caught up in there. So they're getting people and arresting them. Now, this is the building where I didn't agree with the chopper guy, because he's like, well, it's been peaceful. But look on the building. It's been defaced. Bunch of graffiti all over that federal building. That's where federal inmates are. But we got this going on here. So I think there's been like a dozen or so arrests around here. Looks like been a lot of arrests. This is absolutely crazy today. What a crazy day. Chaotic, crazy day here in Los Angeles. And who knows what's going to happen later on tonight or tomorrow. Who knows what it's going to look like tomorrow when the National Guard is there. They're supposed to be coming in. Look, arrest. There's another arrest. Oh, they're putting the arrestees on the fence. 1, 2. I see 5 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 5 people. Notice a couple of them were dressed in all black. Dressed in all black. Similar to the guy that we started out on this live with the Molotov cocktail. He was dressed in all black. 2 of the ones all the way on the left, all black. Dressed in all black. Crazy. I think there's been others there that are arrested. That's that line that we saw right there at the right top. The media outlets like, get rid of that. Don't show that F-I sign. Don't show that sign. Don't show that sign. Don't show the sign. Are we winding down? Because I'm kind of like looking at the other threads. I see a lot of like intersection, one particular intersection down there in Compton. Saw a lot of people. I thought I saw some looting in a gas station, but I think people were just coming out and buying. But I saw people coming in and out, in and out. Do another cursory. Well, they got the lights and everything on. Out there, you can see the strobe lights. Downtown Los Angeles, folks. What do we got here? Oh, they like to give different angles to the situation. demonstrate,
and what becomes of that. We had some video earlier that we showed you when the chaos ensued here in LA. I'm Laura Diaz reporting live from downtown Los Angeles, sending it back to you in the studio. Susan?
Showing different angles, but we're around that downtown area of Los Angeles. Personally, my opinion is I think it's calming down. We'll see what she has to say. Oh, they turned the volume back up. No, they didn't turn the volume on. I think the situation is calming down there. I think it's stabilizing.
You could see a large number of those federal officers behind the gates, and so there was some kind of verbal exchange that appeared to be happening there. And at that point, they fired the tear gas, which included the media. And that's, pretty unusual for the tear gas to be fired at the media, but that's, according to Michael's video and to his firsthand account, he says that's what occurred. We were in Paramount at that time, so we arrived after that.
What's going on here? Just dispersing. Get out. Get out. They got a reporter down there in the...
No, I wasn't suggesting that. No, I'd say it's a case-by-case basis, Susan. I mean, I was in a different location from where Matthew Seedorf was earlier today. I also think the time of day has something to do with it, but what we saw today in Paramount, there were no problems. At one point, somebody did throw a Molotov cocktail, an attempt, and it did not engage. It did not blow up, but it did start a small fire. So where I was largely peaceful in Paramount, and I was told from Michael that it was largely peaceful here. So I think it just depends where you are, how many people are assembled, and what the exchange is. It's just the randomness of it all.
What you have to say? She done talking?
Thanks, brother. You did great.
Thank you, public. Welcome. Oh, what do we got here? What do you got on him? I think the situation is stabilizing here. Like I think the troublemakers are gone. I mean, they're still out there lurking. I mean, I think this place. I think it's stabilized here. I mean, now they're just making arrests. They put, you know, the arrest of people didn't disperse, caught between the line. But what a crazy night, right? I'm just doing some additional looks to see what's going on. I'm trying to browse here to see what's going on in Compton. But I don't see any, like, chaos in Compton right now. I mean, I saw some of the fires and things. I'm not seeing any reports of looting anywhere, but correct me if I'm wrong. So in the meantime, here's another view. I mean, there's still people out there, but the large crowd is gone at this point. They're gone. They broke away. Probably went back home. Some to their parents' basement. Most likely. Crazy day. So what's going to happen tomorrow? Hopefully nothing. Hopefully this is it. Hopefully the National Guard comes in and we don't see any more chaos. It got pretty bad today. And I'm definitely going to be monitoring this. So should you. Will this spread to other cities nationwide? Remains to be seen. Wow. I'm just going to see what's going on here a little bit more. Mocha, M-O-C-A, a warehouse. They got the line, though. They got the line, and then they got the people along the fence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe like 10 people. I would say they arrested like a dozen, right? Well, off to jail for them, or just to go to the jail and get processed and get released right back out on the streets. Wonder how much their bail will be. If they have to post any at all. Spend a late night. We don't normally come on this late. JLR investigates. Crazy. Well, we definitely be continuing to monitor this. Let's pray that it's safe tonight. I think I'm going to be dropping off now because I think the situation is stabilized. I'm not really in the mood of just sitting here looking at a police line. But it's good. It's good that the whole thing has calmed down, it looks like. And I think it'll probably calm down for the rest of the night, most likely. Where is the National Guard, though? I wonder. I thought the National Guard was coming tonight. Or are they not? Or are they not? Arrest and deport. Keep the great work. Keep up the great work. ICE, OZ, Oz. All right, folks. We cover true crime 24/7, 365. I'm dropping off. It's late for me. And but tips at JLR Investigates. Tips at JLR Investigates. If you see something breaking off, definitely email me. We get the alerts. And if something does break off, I'll come back. Hopefully tomorrow we have a very peaceful day. I want to see the National Guard, so I'll be monitoring for the clips of that. That will be an interesting sight. But I have a feeling the media is also going to start leaving now too. We'll shall see, though. Stay safe out there, my friends. Stay vigilant. Stay aware. Hopefully we educated you and shared what was going on. Appreciate all the comments, support, members, subs, new members, subs that were giving out memberships, everyone that contributed. You big family, JLR Army. Till next time, JLR Investigates. Everyone be safe out there. We'll talk soon.